everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video about some of my favorite summer reads. So summer is coming right around the corner. It's the end of May, it's getting towards June, it's getting a little hotter, and I just love reading like very specific books during the summer. But I figured I would throw in some other ones that aren't like obvious contemporaries that everyone reads those during the summer. So yeah, let's get right on into the video. So the first one I don't actually have the first book in this series, but for me, I read this series completely out of order and I was totally fine, and that is Mini Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. I read, I think, this one first out of like any of the Shopaholic books, and I was totally fine. Like, I had seen the movie, so I had like an idea of what was going on in like the whole entire like series or whatever. So I read this one first and I was totally fine, but these are like the perfect summer reads. And if you don't know what The Confessions of a Shopaholic is, it's basically about this girl named Becky Bloomwood, and she's living in England, and she is a shopaholic, and it's all about her and her falling in love and just the trials and tribulations that go on through her life, just like the mishaps. And it's so funny. I love Sophie Kinsella's writing. She is hilarious. The next book is not a contemporary and is also not one that I've completely finished, but it's one that I really want to finish and that I want to get done during the summer, and that is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. And I really want to read this book this year. Like, I started this book quite a while ago, so I might have to start it. But I really want to get into this book. I feel like I read it at a time when I wasn't super in to this kind of book, and I don't feel like I gave it a good enough chance, and I really want to. I know so many people love this book, so I definitely want to try to read this book again during the summer. The next book is one that I've read and that I absolutely love, and that is Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova, and I love this book so much, and it's totally the perfect book to read during the summer. It's an urban fantasy, and it has Latinx bisexual representation, and I totally recommend listening to Vance Joy's newest album while you're reading this book, because it is so perfect. Like, Saturday Sun gives me so many Labyrinth Lost vibes. It's amazing, and I definitely think that this is a good book to read during the summer, especially since the second book is coming out in a few months, and you're going to want to read this book before you read Brujahborn. The next book on this list is kind of similar to the last one as in my reasons for it, and that is And I Darken by Kiersten White. I absolutely love this book, and you're definitely going to want to read this book in its physical form and take a little while reading it. You don't want to zoom through this book. And this one also has a sequel coming out. Well, not really a sequel, but the last book is coming out in July. So you're going to want to read this book and its sequel, Now I Rise, before you get to Bright We Burn. And yeah, I absolutely love this book, and I've heard a lot of people don't like it when they read it as an audiobook, so I definitely recommend reading it as a physical book. Now we're getting into more of the contemporary books, and I have Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. And I loved this book so much. I got it in my Owl Crate, I think the first Owl Crate I'd ever gotten last year. And I absolutely love this book. I flew through it so fast. I read it literally in maybe 1 or 2 days. It was just amazing. I absolutely love this book. It has really good anxiety wrap, and I just love everything about this book. It's so cool, and it has little illustrations all throughout it. It's about a girl, and she has a webcomic, and she's super popular online, and I love this book. It just talks a lot about social anxiety and anxiety in general and internet fame, and I feel like it does a really good job on all those topics. Another good contemporary worth mentioning is When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon, and I love this book so much. The companion sort of sequel book to it, From Twinkle with Love, just came out yesterday, and I finally bought it. I'm really excited. And I absolutely love this book so much. It's such a good rom-com contemporary book. It's definitely one that I could see as a movie. And I just love this. It's just so funny and fresh and new, and I love all the characters. Dimple and Rishi are so cute, and I love them so much. And I totally need more people to read this book. It is so good. The next book is Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde, and I absolutely love this book. It's so fluffy, so much fun, and it's such a quick read as well. I definitely read this one really fast. And this one is about a convention and about a few friends who go, and just all of their hijinks. I think it's told in dual perspectives, so I absolutely love this one. This has one of my favorite representations of anxiety. Like, I read this book and I read its description of anxiety and like sort of like the events surrounding the anxiety that one of the characters has, and it is spot on. Like, the descriptions are just exactly what happens to me, and I could totally relate to this book. It has really good pansexual representation as well, and I just love this book so much. I love any books about like geek stuff, nerdy stuff, anything like that. So if you have any recommendations for other books similar to this one that are just as good and have good representation as well, then let me know, because I am looking for more like nerdy books. Another book that I loved last year was Tasha Hearts Tolstoy by Catherine Ormsby, and I love this one so much. And this one is about a girl, and she does YouTube, and she has her own little like YouTube series based on Anna Karenina, and she absolutely loves Leo Tolstoy's books. And I just love the way that this talks about YouTube and like shows like everything that goes on behind the scenes on like a YouTube series, and I absolutely loved like everything about this book. It also has really good asexual representation that I really appreciated, and I just like heard that like not a lot of people know that this has asexual representation, which is like, what? How did you not know that? So this definitely has asexual representation. I'm going to say it a billion times, and I absolutely love this book. It was so good, so well done, so cute, and I just love this book so much. The second to last book on this list is one of my all-time favorite contemporaries ever, and it is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. I absolutely love this book. It's about a girl, and she has had so many crushes in her lifetime, but she's never actually been in a relationship before, and I just love this book. It has such good fat representation. I just like, it's so fluffy, but I cried so much in it. I just absolutely love this book so much. But yeah, I think if you're gonna read pretty much any of the books on this one, I like 100% recommend this book. It is just one of my all-time favorites. I could totally relate to it. I thought it was so cute, and I definitely need to read this book again this year. And the very last book on this list is another all-time favorite, and that is Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. And this book is so pretty, except for I kind of like damaged it at the top because I took it to the beach one time. But I absolutely love this book. This book has really good women loving women representation. It's so beautifully written and so atmospheric. It's set in LA. There's a lot of stuff to do with like the movie industry and set design, and I absolutely loved it. It was just such a good, fun, cute book, but I cried a lot. And I also listened to the album Red by Taylor Swift like the entire time I read it when I was like 19, and I absolutely loved it so much, and I totally recommend it. This is another book, like also with The Upside of Unrequited, that I 100% recommend to you guys. You need to read this book so bad. Like, put down anything else, just read this book. It's so cute. Alright, that was all of my summer recommendations for this year, and there are definitely a bunch of other like new releases that I'm going to check out for summer that are contemporary specifically, because I don't really read a lot of contemporary books, so I kind of use the summer to catch up on a lot of the contemporaries that I've missed throughout the other months. And I'm really excited for summer and all of my summer reading, and if you guys have any recommendations for contemporaries to read during the summer, then let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!